All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk?
Okay, I got a couple emails here. People want to know if they're being a jerk or not. This one person wrote in to mail@kvjshow.com and said, one of my best friends told me about a job that she had applied for. Now, this job is absolutely amazing as she laid it out. What you do, what the benefits are, vacation, everything, even a company car. But the thing is, as she told me about this job, I was like, okay, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me. And honestly, I know what she does and we're in the same field, but she is not even close to qualified for this job. I don't even think she would get an interview, but I am very qualified for this. In fact, I can't believe anybody else would get the job over me. I want it. Would I be a jerk if I applied for it?
Oh boy, this is going to cause some drama. If you get this gig,
she's one of her best friends, too.
You may want to let her not get it first before you start putting wheels in motion, because if you get it and she still thinks she's in the running, she is going to be so mad at you.
Well, if you wait until she doesn't get it, then they've already filled the job. No longer available.
Not necessarily.
No? Do you think they would fire the new person?
Well, what if she just doesn't get it? They don't get her. They don't call her back for the second interview or the third interview or whatever.
Yeah, I guess she's concerned about they be far enough down the line that she may not be able to get in.
This one's tough because your friend is the one that told you about it, and she's going to know you got the information from her and then went and applied, and she's going to be mad at you forever.
What's more important to you in life?
Exactly.
So Narita said, you know what, just talk to her. Show her that you're interested in the position also. And, you know, maybe if you are good friends, she'd be like, well, you know what, you should apply too. Whoever they deem to be the best should take it. That's a really
that's if you live
mature friend.
It's a place called La La Land.
Somebody else says, no, F that V, she needs to apply. I mean, if you are looking at something, and look, there are some jobs that are life-changing. It puts you at a level where you're like, this is it. This is great. I mean, look, if somebody would have said to me back in the day, hey, there's this job open in West Palm Beach, and they're describing it, I'm like going, there's no way they would get that job. But, man, this could change the whole course of my life. And think if I wouldn't have applied because a friend back in Kansas City wanted this job. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I can't apply for that job. They want it. Then I wouldn't have met any of you guys. We wouldn't have had KVJ. Wouldn't have met my wife. Wouldn't have had my kids.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
we don't even know if you would have that hair.
I probably would not have this hair. Can you imagine what I would look like if I didn't have this job? It's crazy. I mean, so you think about something on how, you know, for me, if I were posed this, I'd be like, gosh, you know, I don't know. I mean, look, and to me, friends a lot of times rotate.
Okay, so let's talk about this friend. On a scale of 1 to 10, how close are you? 10 is like best buddies.
It sounds like it's an inner circle, like one of my best friends. So maybe in your inner circle of best friends, you have 2 or 3, and that person would be in that circle.
So they're like a 10?
I think so. Pretty high on the list.
If we're talking about best friend kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I think that's more important.
To me, I like what Narita's saying. I think that you should be able to have a conversation and just say, wow, that's pretty amazing. And at least lay hints that you would be interested as well to open that door to see what happens.
If you are really tight with somebody and there's something uncomfortable you got to talk to them, I mean,
Yeah.
I think, don't you talk to your friends about this kind of stuff and open up to them? Right?
Yeah. And, you know, look, you know, sometimes you can be honest and say they realize this would be a long shot for them to get this gig.
So has the girl gone and interviewed yet?
No, in fact, she doesn't even think she's going to get an interview. She thinks that she's going to just apply and they're going to be like, yeah, not even close to qualified for this gig. But the person who is the friend who sent us the email, they said that they think they would probably get it because it just perfectly set out what they've done, and their friend's not nearly far as along in the career field as she is. Okay, so would you go for the job? Right now, 79% of people said yes.
Friendship, who gives a crap?
Yeah.
It's a cold world out
We got
there.
some savages in the voting pool.
It's just a cold world.
They don't give a crap.
Rachel actually says, I've done this. I felt guilty, but I got the job and I lost a fringe friend. Now, that's what's different. She's talking a fringe friend when you're talking about one of your best friends.
Best friend's different, man. That's a Denny's. That's a Bigfoot.
You gotta talk to Denny's. You gotta talk to Bigfoot. If you're really as close as that inner circle, you can't just go behind her back and apply for it.
And then what if all of a sudden they go, but no, man, that's not cool. What if they get upset?
Well, then you may start rethinking the level of your friendship, you know? Because you're right. I think there is a part of that. Yeah. Look, if I were realistic and somebody came to me and they're like, I would like that too. I think if I truly cared about them and they were a best friend, I'd be like, you know what? Apply for it. Let's see what happens. Let them decide what happens.
It sounds like the girl who's applying is not really self-aware that she doesn't have the skill set to pull off the gig.
Mm-hmm.
So this person may not be self-aware enough to handle this situation properly.
Exactly. So it sounds like a majority of people, in fact, 73% are saying, I would go for the job. So people would say you're not a jerk if you do apply.
But be ready to lose this friend because it sounds like she's not self-aware and she's going to be rocked by the fact that you learned about it from her and then swooped in and took it.
I don't like the dishonesty of not letting her know.
Yes, I agree.
And
have a conversation.
We got to be adults, and you got to say, hey, look, this is something that could change my life if I got this job. And I hope you get it too. But if you don't, then want to be there so that I can get it if you don't.
May the best person win, which will be, and our friendship is over now, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And another email that we got here from KVJ Nationer, they wanted to know if they are a jerk for throwing away these dishes. They've been living with a girlfriend for about 3 years. They've been in the same house for over a year, and now they're sharing their apartment with her 20-something-year-old niece, who is a big slob and is messing up the whole place. Dishes are piling up in the sink, food on the counters, and even left food out on the counter open overnight. And it's been going on since last year and even longer. And when the niece is asked to handle her mess, she gets defensive, would rather argue than just clean it up by herself. My girlfriend's tried talking to her, but the behavior just doesn't change. She walks right past the mess on her way out, just sits around all day ignoring the mess that she made. So one day I had enough. I saw all these dirty dishes, utensils, all kinds of stuff that were hers. I took it, I threw it in the trash, and I threw it outside. Now my girlfriend's mad at me, and so is her niece. Was I the jerk?
Were those dishes at all sentimental? Did you throw away anything that was special and meant something?
They were from her great grandma from the 1900s.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about that. It just said it was basic utensils.
I had a slob roommate one time, Karen. Karen with a C, too. Way to try to be different, and you're not different at all. You're just cookie cutter boring. Karen with a C was living with me and took all my dishes that I had in the kitchen, and she would dirty them up and put them under her bed like a gross, disgusting animal. And I was like, why are all my dishes missing? And these were dishes that my mom had bought for me for my first apartment that I ever lived in outside of living with my mom. So they were very special and very sentimental. And one day I realized that they were all in her room. So I broke in her room when she wasn't there. I saw the dishes under her bed, dirty, filthy, disgusting, and gross. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to give her a chance to make this right. And so I called her and left a message and said, hey, please, I need my dishes. I know you've got them. Please clean them and return them to the cabinet. She threw them all in the dumpster. Cracked all of them, broke all of them. I tried to fish them out of the dumpster because they were sentimental. So if they're sentimental, you can't throw people's stuff away, even if they're dirty and gross.
The niece is the person that moved into this place,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so you've already warned her.
Yep.
This is an issue. She's disturbing your peace. I would sit
Yep.
down and talk to my girlfriend and go, if she doesn't change, she has to leave. Not only. Don't throw away the dishes.
It's not about the dishes.
She's bringing you down to a place you don't want to go down. She needs to leave the apartment now.
Yeah,
she's
that's-
got to find another place, and she's got a month to do it because I've already warned her now.
I'm with you. I double down.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, you know what? That's not the only thing that's getting thrown out. She needs to go.
I'm not throwing your dishes out, but I'm throwing you out.
Throw the girl out because it's disrespectful.
Well, she's not respecting your peace, and you're trying to help her out here, it sounds like.
70% of people said no. I agree. I think Bird was right. In fact, to me, she is just your girlfriend. Open up a door. If she wants to make this contentious, you just say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not living with your niece anymore. She got to go or I got to go. So
You got to kick people out of your house that don't respect your house, man.
absolutely. Be like, this causing too much drama. I don't want a dirty space. She won't respect it. Like, if you're going to be in my place, you got to live by my guidelines. And if you're not going to do that, then you gots to go.
But just take all her stuff, put it in a box, and kick her out.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.